Hey, this is James Spelton, and have another video for you today. Another project. This is another Dominium, and this is an NFT, a yield-bearing NFT, and kind of the main thing that they're really focused on is being backed by real assets. So we've seen a couple of these projects, and I really like that. So it's going to give you lower returns, but it's backed by specifically they want to be backed by like real estate and farmland, and we have a kind of cool AMA. This AMA was actually, I think it was about a month ago. So I took a long time to get this video out, and I apologize to the team. It's kind of interesting because through the AMA, we talk about maybe like where we think nodes are going. And then we were kind of right, like kind of falling off a little bit. So that was kind of why they started this project, was they want to be backed by have better things in the treasury, basically real assets, instead of nodes kind of investing in each other. So I enjoyed the AMA. He's a smart guy. A couple things I want to show you. So we've got our handy dandy spreadsheet calculator here. The current price is $4.14. So their smallest NFT is going to be $90, about $91, and then they have a mid-range which is $910, and then a big one for $9,100. And I'll show you how to mint this. I'm actually going to mint 2 of these homers right now. And as part of this video, we're going to give away 1 homer, okay? So again, to be part of that, you need to like this video, subscribe to me, and then hop onto my Twitter, JamesPelton18, and you're going to like and retweet the tweet about this video. And then 1 person will get this homer here. So these produce per month, $24 a month, $284 a month, or $3,169 per month. And this project's been around. I want to kind of show you the chart, just because with the kind of lower return in some of the tokenomics, which you'll have to check out the white paper, and he talks a little bit about it in the AMA. But this chart, you might think, oh wow, it's on its way down a little bit. But if you'll notice, this span is actually just from $5 to $4, okay? So this is not, it looks a little more drastic than it is, but it's really this $4 to $5 range it's been hanging out in. And there's just not been a lot of eyes on the project, really. So that's part of what I want to do, is kind of just, again, curate these projects to you. So I am going to show you how to mint one of these real quick. So it's on the Polygon network. And I could not find, so I have a ton on Avalanche, right? And a ton on Binance. I don't have much in my Polygon wallet. And there's not a super great way to bridge over. You can bridge over from Ethereum pretty easily, but there's kind of high fees. So honestly, the best thing to do is what I do is I just send to KuCoin what I want to transfer, bridge, and sell it into USDT, and then buy Matic, okay, which is Polygon. And then you're going to just send the Polygon to your wallet address. So I have 1600 Matic here ready to go in my Polygon account. So I'm going to click Mint now. And again, these are the 3 that you can do. I'm going to mint 2 of these. You can do it in USDC if you prefer. And then after you mint, you are going to have to stake it, which is put it in the school of thought. So again, they're kind of keeping with the, the Greek philosopher theme that we have here in crypto. And so that's going to cost 1 month of rewards in USDC, and then a monthly tribute of 10% in monthly rewards. Okay, so that's what it's going to cost to put it in. So make sure you add that to, probably should have put that in my spreadsheet, but I did not. If you want to, copy my spreadsheet, make your own, you can do that. So again, confirming that, I'm going to mint one of those. See, and this, I'm going to leave this in the video, but did you see what I forgot to do? I forgot to actually buy the token, okay? So I just have Matic sitting in my wallet. So I'm going to click this. It takes you over to Uniswap, and then I'm going to switch this over to Matic. And let's see, I want, if it's 22 tokens, I want 44 tokens, correct? Or 440 tokens. So you can put that down here. I want 440 tokens. Put slippage at auto. I had it really high for something else. So it's going to be 1291. I'm a lot more than that, so that'll be good. I'll go ahead and swap. For me, Matic, the Polygon network seems pretty slow in general. Like usually I have to increase my gas, sometimes just because I'm impatient. But we'll see how it goes this time. Matic, honestly, is not my favorite network. I just seem to have a lot of problems with transactions getting stuck. gas not being right. There it went pretty smoothly. So, right when you talk about it, it works right. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and mint, approve, and proceed. Gas is very cheap on Polygon, so that is nice. So anyways, then you go to the School of Thought. Make sure to connect my wallet. I have a lot of wallets. So this is for 2.29 Dom a day, again, which is going to be about $10 a day. I'll go ahead and roll. I understand tuition is not recoverable, so just like school. So it does look like I'm going to need some USDC. So this will, this tuition cost will decrease your ROI. Obviously, it's going to take an extra month for you to get your ROI. So I'm going to need some USDC. So I need $315 in USDC. So I'll just transfer from Matic to USDC, and I need 315. And it said insufficient liquidity, but I know there's liquidity for Matic to USDC. So sometimes you just have to refresh or give it a chance. I just know that there's obviously liquidity for the stable coin to the native token. All right, so there we go. Now let's try enrolling. All right, so that finished, and now I have a homer in the School of Thought. So again, going to give away one of these homers. So go ahead and follow my Twitter, JamesPelton18. I'll have the link in the description. But yeah, go ahead and enjoy my AMA with the founder of Dominium. Thanks. This is James Pelton, and I am here with, how do you pronounce it? Et Arium? Is that correct?
That's exactly right.
Okay, and what does that mean? I assume that's Latin. What does that mean?
So Marcus Aurelius. Arium is the golden one, and Et Arium is the golden one. So I don't know, I like it. It's Latin. Kind of goes back to kind of our theme of philosophy. Everyone already took the Greek and the Roman thing and all that. So we wanted to focus on a protocol where people sat back and thought, like, what's the best way to do all this? And so philosophy at Arium kind of goes all in with all of our NFTs are philosophers, and that's kind of our theme is philosophy.
Awesome. Do you want to go ahead and just kind of introduce yourself and maybe just talk a little bit about how you came to the project and like are you the founder, and then like why did you start the project?
Yeah, so I am the co-founder. I founded it with Jonah is his name. But basically what we were going about is we're looking at all these projects, all these DAOs, all these nodes. We all want passive income. Fiscus DAO was kind of the first one that we really liked what they were doing. Like, oh, well, maybe if it was real estate, like real backed, if the treasury was backed by real assets off chain and on chain, you're going to have some longevity there. But come to find out their founder's a felon, and it's just kind of like not a good situation. It was also just after we had gotten rugged by IGO and Ring and everyone else, and their dog rugged us. And so we were like, well, for all the money we're getting rugged, why don't we just do this ourselves? We trust ourselves. We have a good team here. We've been in crypto for a long time. So we kind of went with it. And what it's kind of turned into, first thing, our niche kind of marketing was, a DAO, right, that's backed by real world assets. Because a lot of these DAOs look at Olympus, $500 million in stable coins. We're trying to get away from stable coins. That's the whole reason we're in crypto, right? They're literally the definition of inflation. We had 7% inflation in the US this year, right? So what has appreciated over the last 200 years? Real estate. It also is like synonymous with passive income for everyone that's in real estate. And so that's our goal, is to build a treasury of real assets that appreciates over time, so that in 10, 20, 30 years, members of our DAO are still backed by an appreciating asset, and they also have access to passive income. So we shift gears to nodes, because nodes are better as far as DAOs. You can withdraw your entire investment at any point, which is too much liquidity. So it leaves it, people are always trying to take profits, and we saw that with DAO season. Nodes are slightly better because they're locked in, but they still have a lot of flaws. So we've taken a lot of time since December, just really working out the kinks and how we can make it all last. And if your goal is to, hey, 10, 20 years, how can we provide our community passive income? What's that going to look like? Because if you look at a lot of these protocols, nodes, they don't provide income. DeFi is a service. Like, you're not quite sure how long that's going to be providing income. Not very long. And even if they do, their ROI is not sustainable. So it's kind of merged into this cool ethos of a commodity-based token that's going to help people have passive income. And so that's our main product, is someone can buy an NFT that's going to give them passive income. It's going to be backed by real world assets. It's going to be backed by properties, by Airbnbs, also by things like Flux nodes. That's kind of like an AWS service that is a real node. That's a real service, right? People actually pay to run their servers on Flux nodes. And we do all the research, all the hard work, and then we provide that product to our customer, who's our community member. All they have to do is buy an NFT and stake it in our school of thought. It's fun, it's gamified, it's easy. And our goal is to provide 30% APR long-term for the next 30 years. And we're going to do that by leveraging DeFi and real estate assets.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. So you are really kind of bridging, like, this is one of the things I've really wanted to do, is bridge DeFi with the real world and like make those two more connected instead of everything just being kind of in theory over here in crypto. So I think that's really awesome. And then I think that this is needed. This type of project is really needed. I think we're starting to see some of the node projects kind of reach, maybe critical mass might be the right term for it, where there's just too many rewards going out to make the buy pressure, continue. And we're starting to see, oh, these do run out at a certain point, and kind of needing to move to something else. And we're just seeing so many node projects that are just forks of the same thing, just popping up here. I think I was in like 7 launches today that are basically just all the same thing. So I think this is really needed in the space. So it's cool to see you guys innovating and moving in that direction.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. The node space kind of makes you cringe, but what's going on in the world makes me really excited for Dominium. If you hop into like our constitution and kind of our ethos behind it, what we're seeing is, we've got billions of dollars in magical internet money doing magical things on the internet. If you're anything like me, we're paying like $1,000 fees in Ethereum. It's like all this fake money. But to be honest with you, my bank account still has no money in it. I've got so much money in crypto, but still, I don't want to transfer it over because I don't want to have to pay taxes all the time and keep my books, everything. It's kind of a mess. And so it was like, what if we took some of this magic internet money and leveraged it for real assets? Because a fear that I have is all of us, we got into crypto to save ourselves from inflation, but the banks, the central bank, they just sit back, they keep loaning out their money, hardly any risk to them. If they loan out too much, they just get bailed out by the central bank. And in the meantime, they're acquiring assets, right? The government's buying up farmlands, real estate. A lot more people are renting than used to be. And so a fear that you could have in crypto, at least I have, is we're going to end up getting the rug pulled out from under us. We dumped all of our money into crypto for years, and they switched to some central currency. And now we don't have any of the property. We don't have any of the land. We don't have any of the farmland. And so that's another product that we're trying to provide, is this is a hedge. All you got to do is buy a Dominium NFT and stake it. And not only are you getting passive income that's really backed, but it's also a hedge that if all this crap goes to zero, I've seen it. I've been in a lot of bear markets, right? I've seen a lot of projects that I believed in go to zero. And so if it all goes to zero, we want to have a treasury of $500 million or $100 million, whatever it is, leveraged to help our community. And that really will look like a lot of cool perks with our NFTs. For example, if we buy 1,000 acres of farmland, and that's a really good passive income play. There's people in the US doing it for 30% APR every year. They buy the farmland, they rent it out to farmers, and they make about a 30% ROI year after year. But if we're making that 30% ROI, great, it's better than Anchor Protocol. But also, should shiz hit the fan, we also can say, hey, if you have an NFT, you can have access to the Slam for Dome tokens. And there's so many fun things we can do like that, like staying at our Airbnbs for Dome tokens, or having access to resorts, or if we buy an island, I don't know. But wherever it goes, having real assets is much more intriguing and much more long-term influential than having a basket of stable coins that literally were just minted, right? Like USDC is cool, BAI is cool, MIM is cool, but like, how is that really changing the world and like the existing body of money? We want to have Dominium and the members of Dominium have a real claim on the real assets of the world's wealth.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, this is a great way to diversify, but stay in the crypto space. Crypto is so easy. So but I looked at my portfolio the other day and I just noticed, I'm like, oh man, a lot of my money makers are all, like you said, it would take just one world event where a lot of these would fall out at the same time. And, diversifying between Strong, Thor, and 6 of these different node projects is not really diversifying very much, because if the whole node industry goes, then you're kind of left in the dust there. So this would be a great way to diversify while still keeping that same node type structure. So that's pretty cool, pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's the only reason we're doing nodes is it's people know it, they're used to it, they understand it. I think that what we're doing is better. You know, at the end of the day, if Strong stops giving Strong rewards, their $300,000 for 300,000 nodes, they don't actually produce money. Like they won't be able to give you anything, right? People don't pay to use Ethereum nodes. That's the fundamental flaw they're trying to solve, but it's still not solved. Maybe Ethereum 2.0 has like a 12% APR, but not a 300%. I mean, and Strong's still pretty close to that, right? You get your ROI back in like 110 days. So that's like at the end of the rainbow, if this all starts crumbling down, we want to say, well, we do have assets to generate revenue. And no, it's not going to be 1% a day. But I don't know about you, but with all my Strong nodes, I love the income I'm getting now. I love that I'm getting, right now, was it $18 a day for each node? But if you could guarantee me, or at least tell me you have a plan to make sure I get $1 a day or $2 a day, I'm going to be happy. Like that's something that I know that I'm investing in it. I can invest it with peace of mind that it's actually going to reap rewards for years to come. And I want to be able to say to my mom, to my grandma, hey, put $1,000 in Dominium. If you got money to spend, I'm confident that you're going to get that 0.2% every day. It's going to be better than leaving it in the bank. I can guarantee you that. And it's a little bit more secure it's definitely more secure than all the other node projects, even for the fact that it's more, we've got some really, really cool tokenomics and mechanics to keep the price from going up too fast. And the reason that's the problem is, like you said, it gets to a point where the market reaches saturation and they owe more money than they can possibly get out. And so we have some really cool mechanics to keep that price down at first, not down, but like 20% a month. That's kind of our goal. We don't want to see that initial 10x, because if you have an initial 10x and you sold 1 million tokens at the 1x, what that means is you thought you were going to have to pay $300,000 out to your customers the next month, but you end up owing them $3 million because your token did a 10x. So that's a fundamental issue that a lot of these projects are seeing, and no one wants to buy those charts. They go up, they go down, and you're like, ooh, I missed that one. I'll try to get whitelisted for the next one. So we're really trying to set up our tokenomics in a way where no matter where you are and whenever you see our chart, whether it's today, an hour after launch, or in a year, you're still like, oh, Dominium, I see what they're doing. It's a real product, and that's something I can invest in. And that's totally different from what anyone else is doing in that space.
Yeah. So can I ask, so are the rewards going to be given in Dominium token?
Yes, at first. So our white paper says that revenue as a service will come, and that as soon as all of our funds are locked in multi-sig, and they aren't released until we launch our DApp. Indies is like holding us hostage in a good way for the community, but basically we have to perform all of our promises before they allow us to have our money. And then we'll have $200,000 to invest. And once we invest that money, then we'll have revenue as a service, right? And the white paper, the way it's currently worded, is we're going to reward that to our token holders. Now, for sure, our NFT holders, we absolutely will. One thing that's in discussion, right, is it might benefit the protocol better and the Dome assets to take revenue as a service and buy and burn Dome tokens. Yeah, we're totally deflationary in 2 years with all our mechanics, but our real estates or our properties are going to be pumping out revenue for 30 years. And if we sold them, they'd have a huge sellout at the end of that, right? So if we're taking all that money and always buying Dome and burning it and decreasing the supply over time, as long as the real estate's cash flowing and as long as the dollar is going down, the price of Dome is going to go up. So that's something that we're really looking at closely and seeing what's going to benefit our community the most. Because if you just give them the USDC from your rewards, that might leave the protocol, right? Well, if you are able just to buy Dome and burn it, it's going to make sure everyone on the protocol is benefited, not just the people there's always people that want to, take advantage of the protocol and activity. And we set up everything, our pre-sales, our white things, so that no one's starting in a profit at launch. And we don't want to set anything up down the road where early members are just profiting off of later members. We think every member's investment is what should bring them money in the future.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So that kind of leads me then to, I guess the last question. This makes a lot of sense, and I really like what you're doing. And I would recommend people go read the white paper. It's one of the white papers that's actually kind of interesting and is worth reading. But if people want to get involved, what's the best way to get involved right now? Because yeah, you don't have like kind of the traditional, grind for a whitelist and then there's a pre-sale this day. But if people want to get involved after watching this, what's the best way for them to get involved?
We're going to have a DEX launch like within the next week. We're implementing a brand new like fix to this node issue that you saw with Elixir with the pump and dump of the NFTs. A really cool solution. It's taken a little bit with Solidity, but our DEX launch is $4.60. Our token offering was $5. So and that's most of our community members bought at $5. We allowed anyone that passed the quiz to buy. So there's not like some, we whitelist for $3 and we're going to launch for 10 and dump on everyone. Literally, if you buy at launch, you're buying at a better price than the founder, have, right? So buy at launch, that's totally reasonable. And then we have some mechanics in there as well. If you miss the day of launch or a bot beats you or something, we actually limit the price. It's a really cool mechanism. I haven't dropped the medium yet, but you'll see it. Well, basically, if you buy an hour or a day or even a week after launch, you're still going to be in a pretty good spot. This is a growing product. We're setting up for decades to come. And so if you're an hour late, like that shouldn't be late to a good product, right? If you were a day late to Amazon, you weren't late, right? So just hop in the DEX if you want to get financially involved. Hop in Discord. We're kind of quiet. We don't our Discord's got lots of people in it, but we're not always chatting. I don't know why that's a culture in so many Discords to just be chatting about nonsense all day. Like if you have questions, we'll answer your questions. And then we even have a developer Discord for members of our team. And that's about 40 people that are actively contributing to the product every day. And if you're someone that wants to get involved on the developing side or the marketing side, or even just the policy side, helping us work out what's the best way to move forward, we're happy to have you in that Discord. And we have
No, that's super cool. I love this. I'm really excited for this. I'm definitely going to invest. I think it's a great way just to diversify my portfolio. I was thinking just about this exact thing when I was looking at, I go through here's my monthly income, and I was looking at the projects in there and I was like, oh man, this is not well diversified. And so I'm definitely going to be investing in this. So, but yeah, thank you for hopping on here, especially while you're out and about. I appreciate you just taking the time to hop on here, and so I can share this with my audience. I think they're going to love it.
Okay, thanks a lot, James, for having us on. I'll keep you in my DMs, and hopefully you can help us move forward in the future. Love having any feedback you have for us. And I think we understand our vision. It's a big vision with Dominium, and we often have community members that listen to our AMAs or we have discussions like this, and then they're the ones in a month or two or a week or the next day helping us stick to our vision and whatever it is that's going to give our citizens long-term passive income for decades. That's what we want to base all of our decisions on that, not just the next week or the next month or who we're going to dump on next month. And as long as we're keeping all our decisions within that, we're all married. If we're not, hit us up. Let's work together and let's make sure that Dominium is a bigger idea than me. That's why so many people have come into the project. And we need anyone that wants to get involved, including yourself, to help us stay on vision.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's awesome. That's a really cool vision. It's not very degen, which is probably good. I probably need to venture out of the degen, 80% a day returns or whatever it is that we're looking for in this space. So that's awesome.
Yeah, this will be the most fair launch and the only project that I've seen in the space that it's okay to be a week late. It's actually okay. We literally locked the price. It's a cool mechanism. I'm excited for you to read that medium. If you like the white paper, you'll like the medium. So yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, James. Catch you later.
All right, take care. All right, well, thanks for watching that AMA. So again, if you would like to get involved, first off, we are giving away a Homer. So you can follow me on Twitter, JamesPelton18. Make sure you like and subscribe here, but then go over to Twitter and like and retweet and follow me on Twitter and follow Dominium also. Also, if you want to just buy, you can go to buy the tokens, mint the NFT, and then make sure to put it in the school of thought. So all in all, pretty cool project. I appreciate your guys' support. Thank you for just watching. I hope you enjoy all these new projects that I bring. But yeah, we'll talk to you later.